Y'all gonna make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. All right, no, I'm so hot right now, and it's actually kind of like cold outside. I didn't sleep good, and I tried throwing a fit at 1 a.m. and I didn't really get very far. But it is 8:13 a.m. Central Time, and oh gosh, I turned on some Apple Music, and everything was sounding very tinny and like just really echoey, sort of weird. Like, I've noticed that on other platforms that there's some inconsistencies. I'm not prejudiced for or against different quality resolutions. I mean, you're just gonna turn it on in your headphones. That might be kind of annoying unless like everything's like that. But if you're turning it on a loudspeaker that is old and already sounds like that, and you're gonna sing over it, then it might be nice to have. I've had my doubts about the music industry for as long as I can remember. Just very frustrated that there's not an educational path. Like, you can be, in choir, like things like this. You can take voice lessons. But as far as like music production goes, it's a very shrouded industry. Everything actually, when you start looking, realize that it's nothing. But that doesn't mean that I haven't thought of ways for it to be. These shadows are seriously making me crazy. So I just think it's incredibly ironic that I've taken up this space here, and it shouldn't be. But the thing about it is that my family and the people surrounding didn't make plans for me out of love. They made plans for Persephone out of fact and fiction. And mostly it's that they don't want to be the one. They don't care, or they're too monopolizing or controlling to make the first move as far as anything to do with me. So there has to be a proposal or some sort of proposition. And if that isn't just princess in a tower, I'm happy to supply the captured princess vibes. It's an underserved niche, and I feel like I should really do my part to advocate for the community of captive princesses. So it's funny because I've been thinking about like how the least tumultuous time in my life was because I was quite literally forced to deny the situation at hand, like every single day for like 5 years. I just like woke up every day and I told myself that that wasn't why. But stepdaddy tried to act like he was trying to marry me and not my mommy. And that is fucking disgusting. So it's because he thinks he's Asian. But I'm serious. Whatever. Anyways, it's funny. I just like literally just had to like be in so much denial. But as far as it goes today, you know, there is something reverent about identifying an average or about claiming to be worshiping and, you know, tithing and things like this. If you can act like a philosopher and say, well, it's my opinion that, you know, as far as opposites go or whatever, Persephone isn't the assailant in hell. Persephone isn't the predator in hell. Persephone isn't on a splotchy bed of, you know, brown and black or whatever it is. Persephone is on a clean slate, a red slate, a pink slate, I don't know, white, you know, and allow me to posture this then, you know, because these figures really get so much credit for doing that little. And it's as if, you know, I never had a devout thought, but nobody's trying to give credit for nothing. So, you know, what's more is that to recognize or to hold space for a conceptual, how to say, like a prototype. Anyone in my life who were trying to do that would have to pay me twice, because when they think about reverently acknowledging a prototype, they don't think of me personally. They separate the two. So if they were to genuinely find it in their body, in their heart, you know, in their mind, in their spirit, to believe that they could allocate or attribute certain things to Persephone, then they would have to do it again. They wouldn't have to, but if they, you know, then afterwards were able to think of their personal relationships, they would then proceed to make a second offer, because they do think of me separately. And they'd spend about 50% of their time thinking about Persephone, the prototype. And I don't know if I can even say they spend 50% of the time thinking about me as a relationship, because we literally don't talk for like 5 years. Like hardly ever anybody, like it's very rare. So, and they do have other relationships to my knowledge. So, you know, to say that they're thinking of me 50% of the time isn't even true. You know, and I'm very unhappy. And, you know, you recognize, you say, oh, you know, it should be like this, it should be like that. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what's the freaking problem except for that, like, you don't see me. But you tell yourself that things are taken care of. And it's like, bro, I'm literally so unhappy. Like, I don't care what it looks like. You make arrangements, you move things around, you always done this, you always do this. You act like you're so committed and like you're so freaking accountable. You're not. I never even had a relationship for a year. I never even dated nobody for a whole year. I couldn't make it that long. All the peoples I've known and everything. No. We don't do things for freaking 3 months. It's been 5 years. You're not trying.